It's good to be with you again, and I wanted to take a few minutes and just help you in regards to reviewing for the first exam that you'll have for this class. You know me by now, John Shirey, your favorite talking head. Um, and in this picture that we've used at the beginning of all of our PowerPoint presentations, I guess as I was thinking about the exam, I could just hear this conversation going on between these two guys. Are you sure that will be on the exam? What about this? And so, if those are questions that you have had, either just within your own mind or with someone else who's in the class, let me do what I can without just giving you the test. Let me do what I can to help you, hopefully in preparation for the exam, how you can best study and maybe some specific directions that I want to make sure you're going in. And I trust that through your reading, as you've heard me on every lecture say, keep up with your reading. I hope that through your reading and through the information you've gotten through the lectures and the notes on the lectures, that you will have been able to acquire what you need for the exam, or you should have, because everything on the exam basically is coming from material we've covered to this point. And so I want to make sure, though, if I can take an extra step or go an extra mile to help you out in regards to your preparation, that I will be able to do that for you. And so let's just walk through a few slides here together. Again, my entire goal is just to help you. And even if at this point you don't want to watch the rest of this video, that's fine. There won't be anything new on this video, but rather just some general direction for your time spent studying in preparation for the first exam. So I'll call this our exam review for week 3, exam number 1. Here's the conceptual materials or concepts that you need to make sure you've got a grasp on. God and his attributes. And again, I'm not going to spell all those out for you. We've talked through, and if you've done your reading, you've read through what you need to know there. The Trinity in regards to the persons, the aspects of terms in regarding the Trinity's history, as well as its development, and what's right and what's wrong in some of those terms that have been used throughout history and maybe even still see today. So make sure you have that down in the concepts of the Trinity. The Scripture, its inspiration, its illumination, inerrancy, its infallibility, its authority, and different, whoops, I'm in the way there, and different views of Scripture. So let me move my head over a little bit. So make sure you get a grasp on that. And then the isms, and believe me, I know there are all kind of isms that are mentioned in your reading up to this point, and some of them we have not touched on specifically, but there's too many of them to list here, but be familiar with those. Also in regards to concepts, the idea of revelation, what types of revelation, how do we as human beings know and are impacted by these types of revelation. Worldviews, obviously, as you have read Ryken's book, but also as Horton mentions briefly, not really in any detail, but make sure you have that concept down from Ryken's book in regards to worldviews. And then Horton's story structure of the Bible. It's 4 words that all start with the same letter, and I'm not going to give it to you, but hopefully through your reading by now you've got that down, and how each part of that plays out, how he defines them, and then how they play out as the story structure of the Bible as a whole. And then sin, and the concept of sin, its origins, its implications, its results, all those kinds of things. So again, these are just some concepts that you need to be more than familiar with in regards to the first exam from our reading to this point and from the lectures up to this point. Vocabulary and terminology. I think the best thing I know what to tell you is words that you do not use on a regular basis probably need to be on your study list of vocabulary. I know a lot of what Horton has highlighted and defined for us are not necessarily words we use every day when we're sitting at our lunch table, but that's a good key in regards to what terms and what vocabulary words should I know. And again, our readings and lectures have covered pretty much all of these, and so you need to be familiar with that. There are some key terms with their distinctions and questions at the end of Horton's chapters. So if you look at the end of each chapter that you've read, he lists key terms, he lists key distinctions and key questions. Having a working knowledge of those aspects will help you, especially in regards to the reading as you prepare for the test. And let me again just encourage you, just prepare, do the best that you can. The type of test that you'll be taking is objective answers. So everything on the test will either be a true-false, a matching, or a multiple guess. Some people like to call it multiple choice, but I would say it depends on how much you've prepared. So multiple choice, matching, and true-false will be the different ways that you, the different questions that you'll see on the test. And again, let me encourage you, don't worry, just do your best to prepare. And you know, if you've kept up, again, as I've said over and over again, if you've kept up with the reading and the lectures, then you've pretty well been exposed to what you need to know. So just get a working grasp on those things. And again, feel free to contact me if you have any questions. Do my best to answer them, again, like I said at the beginning of this video, without completely giving away the test. But I do want to help you. I do want to encourage you. I do want to be a facilitator, not only for your learning, but as part of your learning, taking the exams that are required. So again, I'll be praying for you, and I'll trust God's blessings upon you.